Are you ready to think big and act bold? Then you are in the right place. This is Innovative Entrepreneurs, a podcast that will bring you the stories, insights, and tips from some of the most successful and innovative entrepreneurs in the world. I am your host, Erica Bailey, and I am here to help you start, scale, and sustain your own entrepreneurial journey. Let's get started.
Today, I have a very special guest with me. He is a food business consultant who helps startups and existing businesses grow and improve their operations. He has over 20 years of experience in the food industry, starting from cleaning tables to washing dishes to managing various restaurants and owning his own taqueria. He is also the co-owner of Crown Alfajores, a company that produces traditional treats from South America and sells them to supermarkets and grocery stores. He is originally from Veracruz, Mexico, and moved to Utah 20 years ago. He is a happy father of 6 kids and a dedicated family man. Omar, thank you so much for being here today. How are you?
Very good, Erica. Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
No problem. So did I say those words right? I know I practiced them before, but...
Yeah, they were right. They were right, yeah.
Yes. Okay. I know myself and my audience would really love to learn a little bit more about you, Omar. Would you mind kind of giving us some history, kind of telling us, where you're from and, all that jazz?
Yeah. Well, I'm from Veracruz in Mexico. That's the Gulf Coast of Mexico. It's like southern Mexico. Okay. Most Mexicans here in Utah are from northern Mexico. I came to Utah in the early 2000s. I've been working in the food industry since 1996. I had a couple of years where I was doing international business instead of food. Well, at the end, helped me to understand business globally,
Yes.
I've been working with several restaurants here, very well-recognized places here in Utah. And then one day, I was, after 12 years of experience working in restaurants and managing restaurants and kitchens and everything, I was filling out an application to start over in another place. And when I wrote 12 years of experience, I was like, I should be doing something different, Mm-hmm. I should be doing something for me since I have all this much experience. And so I started doing spicy consulting. That was the first company I'm doing. That's the consulting firm we have. And then from there, I started working. My first product or service was secret shopping.
Oh.
So I started doing secret shopping for restaurants because I knew that was a good business, and then it was a good tool for the restaurants to grow, to actually see what they're doing right. After that, social media came in. I had to go back and learn how to do social media properly. And we started doing social media. After that, we added something we call bot marketing. It's something we do in Facebook and Instagram. After that, I started Crown Alfajores. We started Crown Alfajores. I did all the licensing, I did all the marketing, I did everything. So I learned how to do it. And now that is probably 50-60% of my time I'm spending opening small companies mostly for the Hispanic community. But obviously I'm open to help anybody who needs my services. And it's really good. I mean, I love the fact of when you come from another country and you land here, you have a lot of dreams. And my main goal is to help all these people with these dreams to make it a reality. And that's what I do every day. I love this part of my job.
That is amazing. Obviously I am a native here, but the dreams that you come to this country with, I can only imagine. And then I can only imagine when you get here, what you see versus what was in your mind. I'd be very interested to pick your brain about that. But first off, I really like the fact that you literally started at cleaning tables, doing dishes. You understand every single aspect of the restaurant industry because you worked from the bottom to the top. Is that right? Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah. I came in, my first job was cleaning tables. Can we say brands or no?
Yeah.
Well, my first job was at Cafe Rio in Fort Union.
Okay.
So imagine coming from Mexico and then the next day you're working in a super busy restaurant. I really love the fact of my first job was Cafe Rio. Because to me, that was like going to college, a restaurant college. Everything was super fast, high volume, speed. So when I moved from Cafe Rio to other places, I always felt like I can handle this because it's not as big as Cafe Rio was when I started. So and that was my first job. Something that is very common in this industry is when you are working in the front, like let's say cashiers, like management, all that, they don't want to deal with the back of the house stuff. Same one the other way. If you're a cook or a prep, you don't want to deal with the other. To me, that was a tool to me. I understood, like, if I learn both sides, I'm going to have more hours. I'm going to learn more. And I started doing that, and it worked. At the end, it really worked.
That is amazing.
It's good. Yeah, it was good all the time.
So talk to me. So you kind of said, yeah, you saw that 12 years when you filled out, your application. You're like, wait, I need to be doing something different. Can you walk me through how, what you did after that? Like, how did that mindset switch? And then what were your next steps in order to achieve the dreams that you had at that point?
Well, I decided to do secret shopping. That was my first service because I learned that in that company I mentioned before. They did this exercise every month. During the month, we never knew who was the shopper, and then we have a report of things that we did wrong. That's what it was. You got a big list with all the things they were wrong in the restaurant. So I started doing something like that, but I added having all the good stuff they were doing. Because at the end, if you're managing a team and you come and you say, what guys, you guys did this, and this wrong, and you don't say what they did right, you kill the team.
Yes.
So I added that to this service, and I was only doing it with my friends, my restaurant owners that were my friends. But it was my way to start training and how to handle the sales, how to approach the restaurateurs, how to manage the things inside. And then at this point, I had probably like 9 years experience as a general manager. So I had the way to approach the owners and say, look, I'm going to do this. Then want to come and train your people on the wrong points. And it was good. I'm trying to redo it again because in the last few years, it's a huge growth in the restaurant industry here in Utah. And I know we need that kind of service again. Yeah. After that, I've basically been trying to adapt to what my customers say. If they need social media, okay, I have to go back to school and learn how to do social media properly. And then I got a training to learn how to do the bot marketing. Bot marketing is a system it's like a little bot we install in social media and Instagram and Facebook. You find the right candidate for your restaurant. This is if you are vegan and you receive marketing from a steakhouse,
yes,
you're wasting money. In this case, what we do is we find who is the right candidate, and we only serve your information to people that is actually the right candidate.
Yes.
So the percentage of conversion is huge.
Yes, you understand it. Now, so I call it either a buyer persona or an avatar, right? You need to understand who you're talking to. Exactly like you said it. If you're a vegan, I don't want to see a greasy burger on my Facebook page.
Exactly.
I don't want to, that's not what I want to be served. It is wasting money, effort, and time. So you have to know that audience, that buyer persona in advance, so you can make sure that you are communicating to the right people with the right messages at the right time. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Love it. And you taught yourself this? This is all self-taught?
No. My first career in Mexico was marketing in 95. Wow. To be honest, when marketing was in 95 compared with what it is right now, it's absolutely different. Absolutely. But I understood the fact that you need to find the right candidate to be a customer.
Yes.
So what I did, I found a guy who was my mentor for a few years, and he's like a huge guy in the food industry. His name is Matt Platt. And I took a little bit of the classes he was teaching and the training and all that. I used the same system he uses, and that's how we grow here in Utah.
I love it. That is fantastic. And I believe you learn from other people, you learn from their successes as well as their failures, yep. Right? So the more we can learn from those around us, from those mentors, if we can learn where they failed, then maybe we can do better, so that we don't have to go through the same experiences that they went through. The goal is to teach us you better, right?
Yeah, to me, always been like a skill. The fact that I don't wait for me to happen bad things to learn. I can learn from another person. If I see this guy went through all these challenges because he was going this way, I'm not going to go that way.
Yes.
And it just saves time and headaches.
Yeah, and it does. And it also saves, your customers, your clients. Okay, Omar, I would really love to know about Spicy Consulting. So would you talk to me about that company and maybe some of the biggest challenges you have faced growing that business?
Yeah, Spicy Consulting is my passion. That's the way I find I can help people who needs to grow their food business. And we can talk about restaurants, food trucks, food producers, anything. I work with a lot of companies that they have empanadas. They make great empanadas, but they don't know how to put them in the market. So what I do is I do all the licensing for them. I do all the permits and licensing, all that with the Department of Agriculture or with the health department, depending on what they're doing, the city, all that, and then I put the products in the markets. So the fact that I own Crown Alfajores, I have relationships with several grocery stores and gourmet markets and stuff like that. So I go back to these people and say, you know what? Now I have frozen empanadas from one of my clients. Do you want them in your shelves? Yes. Boom. We can do it. Yeah.
So you're really serving and helping two different companies so that you get that product out there. That is brilliant.
I really try with Spicy Consulting. My main goal is two things: make sure you're doing right as a company, and make sure nothing's going to happen to you. This is sometimes they say, you know what, Omar, I'm going to be selling at this place, and I was that is not a good place for you. You're too small. They pay every 90 days. It's going to kill you. So I make sure the company that are working with me, I make sure they grow, they thrive. Because it's really hard, and this is really hard to be a small business and not getting paid on time, and then managing around the stuff. And so I try to use the experience that I have to teach these people. So one of the things I do is I meet once a month with some of my people, depending on who wants to do it, and I check their numbers, their goals, their plans. Where are you at? Where do you want to go? What's the next step? And that way, I can help them grow, and me here internally, I feel I am part of what they're doing, and that's really, really fulfilling to me.
We have a lot alike in that regards. With my company, we are very selective about our clients. We only pick clients that we have synergy with, so that we can make sure that we understand their goals and objectives, and that they understand where we're coming from as well. And with that synergy, we're able to make great things happen, right? So you really have to be thoughtful as to who you put in your tribe, whether it's clients or people or family or, friends. So yeah, we're a lot alike in that sense. It's a passion to serve.
Yeah, exactly.
To watch them grow. It's not about us, right? It's not about me, you, Omar. It's about them. It's about us being able to be there to serve them. And that's the feelings, right? Like I got little goosebumps.
Something inside of you needs that part. It's not only about money. I know I have to make money. That's how I feed my family. But at the same time, if I can make my life out of helping people, that's amazing. You know what? A few years ago, I found out I'm really good at two things. One is helping people. So my challenge was how I'm going to make my living out of helping people. I mean, why I'm going to charge people for being helped.
Yeah.
And then I found out that I was good at doing all this paperwork, all these processes, and then talking to the city, the fire department, and they start coming to me like, oh, you know what? I know you did this for this company. Can you help me? Yeah. And that's how I work right now. That's how I work right now. And it's really, really nice going to a grocery store, being in the line to pay your groceries and see in the carts in front of you products of your clients in their carts. It's really amazing. It's a really special feeling.
Yeah, that has to feel amazing. That is really cool. And yeah, you're right. It's like, how do I make money helping people? It's a good question. But the fact of the matter is that there are so many business owners and entrepreneurs and startups and who really need the help. Maybe they have a passion, right? For example, in your industry, maybe they have a passion for baking, right? But they don't understand how to write a business plan. They don't know what a marketing plan
They
is.
don't have payroll. They don't know taxes.
Bake, right? And that's where you come in or I come in, right? So you go in and you're consulting with them to help them with the very integral parts of a business in order for it to grow so that they can focus on what they love to do. And that is what I love about what you're telling me. I think that's fantastic.
Wow. It's really common in this industry that people start a small restaurant because they are really good doing carnitas, or empanadas.
Oh, hungry.
But you know what? They don't know about taxes. They don't know about payroll. They don't know about management. And so their passion starts dying because they have way too many things to do. They are killing their passion. So the business starts going down.
Yes.
And in some cases, it's hard for people to say, hey, I need help. Yes. They feel they need it, but they're not going to say it.
Yes.
So I had to come to them and say, you know what?
You need help.
This and this and this. I can help you with this part if you need help, if you want help.
I love how you say that. If you want help.
Yeah.
If you want my help, I am here. That has to feel amazing. So, but talk to me, like, you had to have some sort of challenges while growing this business. Can you maybe tell me about some of those and how you overcame them?
Yeah. The challenge I normally have right now was finding help for me.
Okay.
Somebody who can help me reorganize the recipes so I can I can present these recipes at agriculture, or somebody who can help me with the phone calls or with some other licenses. Sometimes I have to be in Ogden at 11 and then at 12:15 I have to be in Provo. That's hard for me.
If you're not from Utah, you don't understand what that means, especially in traffic. If you're talking 11 a.m. in Utah and you're trying to get literally from Ogden to Provo.
It's like 50 miles. It's 50 miles that it's hard to go through. But you know what? The main challenge I see is, thank God for this, I have a lot of work. And sometimes it's hard for me to say, you know what, I can help you, but you need to help me. You need to wait 1 week.
Yes.
1 week so I can help finish this with this client. And then I'm going to take over so I can serve in the right way. I'm not going to take a client just because I want the money. I need to make sure they are receiving the right service. At the end, I'm selling the service. And the only way I making more clients is if my clients are happy. That's the only way. I don't do any contracts. Because that way I'm committed to make these people successful, make these people happy so they can recommend me to another person. That's how I've been growing the last 5 years.
So it's referral based.
Referral based.
So our business is 90% referral based, and it's that exact same reason.
Well, you know what?
Clients have been with us for 8 to 10 years because of that relationship.
Exactly.
That we were built and we grown.
And then you have these people that calls you every 6 months, say, I need you to do my renewables and go and do my inspections. The inspection, and you know what? This is something that happened in my industry. We have inspections every 4 to 6 months. So restaurants, they're my clients. They call me, hey, I have an inspection tomorrow. Can you be here? Yeah, I'm going to be there. So that's how I stay in touch with them. Yes. And something that's very helpful for me is social media.
Yep.
I do. My main resource right now, social media, is TikTok.
Yeah.
On TikTok, I only do advice about restaurants. Do this if you want this sales. Don't do this if you want this to happen. What is an inventory? How to manage your inventory. And that I have people calling for consulting from Maine, from New York, from several places just because of TikTok. And it is not like I'm posting every day, 3 times a day. Yeah. I'm doing it once or twice a week because I'm busy. I didn't mention this right now, but I have a coffee shop as well. So I spend time at the coffee shop, and we're growing the coffee shop too right now.
Wow. I'm totally excited to talk about that. So what I'm hearing are the challenges that you face really are, one, having somebody to take on some of your responsibilities so that you can better serve your clients, right?
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, it's hard to do that. It is very hard to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, allowing somebody else to take on something that you've held so dear to your heart and afraid that, you don't you need to let go of some of this stuff in order to grow. You need to delegate in order to grow, but it's so hard. Let go of that responsibility and allow somebody else to help take your place, right? That?
Sometimes in my industry, something that is kind of hard is I manage a lot of confidential information, like recipes, financial information. I can't have anybody in my team having access to something like that. So that's why it's so critical to me to get some help, because I manage really sensitive information sometimes. So sometimes it's hard for me to, even if I have somebody who is really good at the computer and helping me in several things, there's a part where I have to do it, Even if my clients, if I tell them, you know what, call this person, she's going to help me. No. I wait until I can talk to you. So that's hard. I know it kind of limits my growth because at some point I'm going to be a bottleneck. I'm going to stop everything. Mm-hmm. But so far it's been working right now. I'm not going to get to a point where I'm going to need to find a better system.
Yeah. But I think based off of your understanding and knowledge, you're going to figure out that system.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is you really take the bull by the horns and just go after it and you figure it out. If you don't know it, you figure it out. I mean, that's what I'm getting from you, right? Is that going back? So I have a master's in business administration with an emphasis on organizational behavior. And my husband, my business partner, honestly, my better half, has a bachelor's degree in technical communication. And so we graduated from school. I got my master's and I'm like, all right, I now have this great degree. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to make a lot of money. And then the market crashed, right? And so real estate was huge in Arizona where we lived at the time. And so everything, all of my friends lost their jobs. I couldn't find work that was more than $8 an hour. And I'm like, that won't even pay for a dinner. You know what I mean? So my husband and I are like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And we're like, you know what? We're good at marketing. We're good at understanding this. So let's learn it. So we literally taught ourselves from beginning to end how to do this. And it's been successful that way. So I think I resonate with you in that sense because it sounds like we're both very hard workers, right? We see something, we have a vision, and no matter what it takes, we go after it. And I highly respect that about you, Omar. That is fantastic.
Thank you. Something I will never forget is I came in from Mexico with a dream, and I worked just as hard in Mexico, the same. I worked 12, 16, 18 hours, how many hours I need to work. But here in America, you can see the progress right there. You work hard 1 month, and you see the progress the next month, In other countries, it's hard. It's just because the system, the economy, everything is not right. Here in America, even though when everybody says we're in a crisis right now, we're blooming. We're growing. Yeah. I really think if you are working hard, you're going to be fine.
How do you think mindset impacted you and your decisions and your growth?
My mindset is I will never say I can't. Never. In my house here, my kids, they know they're not allowed to say I can't. They have to find a way to say something similar, but if for some reason they say it, instantly they are, oh my gosh, I know he's going to be mad, because that is a mindset.
Yep.
I don't care if I have a challenge. I'm going to find a way to go through that challenge. Sometimes it's really hard, especially when you're running several businesses and plus you're in charge of some other people's businesses. It's hard to find out solutions. Something that keeps my mind calm all the time is probably don't see a solution right now, but I will see a solution soon.
Yes.
So my mind is creating solutions all the time.
Yeah. That reminds me of a quote from Henry Ford where he says, whether you think you can or you can't.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. So, if I always tell my kids, if there's a problem or you don't know what to do or, there's an issue, I said, don't come to me with a problem. Come to me with a problem and a possible solution.
Yeah.
Think through the problem, right? You don't stop at can't. Right?
Exactly.
That that stops you from progress in any way. You've used that word.
And that you're saying to your kids, it helps in their professional life later. Because in my way, if I have a problem when I was working for somebody, when I come and say, you know what, we had this problem, but I have 2 or 3 solutions already. It's either you pick one or I'll do mine and then give you the problem after it's already solved. Yeah. And that helps you grow when you're working. In your professional life, that helps you grow a lot. So it's really good that you're teaching that to your kids.
Well, and the same to you. I agree. And you have to have that positive mindset, and you have to have a vision, and you have to have a clear vision of what you want to accomplish. Mm-hmm. And then you have to take massive action, right? I mean, you really have to. And that massive action, like me, as an entrepreneur, as a startup, you have to work 14, 18 hours a day. Yeah. Or you have to find a consultant who can help make sure that your business is going to run right and you can create a legacy for your brand moving forward, so that you can focus on your passion. I'm highly impressed with you, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
I really do believe that there's a lot of synergy here, but I love how you've accomplished your dreams, coming to a foreign country, going one day from working in marketing to, cleaning tables at a restaurant. How you've grown is it's tremendous. It really, really is.
Thank you. These are the things that helps me grow, because it's a motivation, it's inspiration. Just imagine seeing my family having the same words for me that you're saying. That makes me feel like, okay, I'm doing things right, and I'm going to keep doing things right so we can keep growing. As small business owners, we always face these challenges. Yes. Sometimes it's financial, sometimes it's staffing, which is hard too. It's different areas, but if we are ready, your mindset is ready, it's just going to be one challenge. It's not going to be a problem. There's always going to be a solution before it becomes a huge problem. And it's happening.
That is amazing. Real quick, I want everybody to just rewind for about 20 seconds and listen to that again, right? It's you've got to find that solution to that problem. And what he said there was very powerful. Omar, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I want to make sure people listen to that again.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Very important.
I really think it's a matter of mindset. Something that's a mission I have. This is just a crazy personal mission. Is my Hispanic community. We work so hard. I need these people to understand we have to work smart besides hard. Because we're working 18 hours, 17 hours, 14 hours, but we're not reflecting that in the life we have to have, So when I have clients that they don't see that part, and I can see later they understood and they're changing the way they're operating their business and growing their life and improving in several areas, I feel like we're doing something right, And with the podcast, that's something that give me the chance to reach more people, not only here. The radio show I have is here in Utah, but it's also in Venezuela. So there's a radio station in Venezuela who's using my content in their day-to-day. Basically, I think it's every Tuesday they pass it on Venezuela. So somehow I really think I can make an impact in people's life, especially in my community, because that show specific is in Spanish. But I really love the fact that I can help my people. I really love it. It's a passion for me.
That is amazing. Do you think that has to do with culture or how you were raised?
Yeah, totally.
Passion?
Totally, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the mindset in my country is you are part of a good organization and you help the organization to grow. And if you grow, that's fine. But it's not your main goal. The main goal is the company. The main goal is the team that you're part of. Here in America, I learned if I grow, I can help a company grow.
Yeah. No? Oh, if I grow, I can help a company grow.
Of course, yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think you just created a TikTok for me.
If you think about it, think about this. If I'm a good chef and I'm improving my skills, my restaurant or the restaurant where I'm working can do better if I use those skills to grow the business. But that doesn't mean the business is growing and I'm not growing. No, I have to grow first, so my growth helps the other part to grow.
Yes.
That's something that's been in my head all the time. And that's why I try to teach my clients, my kids, My wife, she's a master too. She's really good at doing business. But that's something I think more people need to understand.
Yes. If I grow, I help my people grow. I love that. I think we need to quote you on that one. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. My mentor always says, you make your life by design. You can either have a life by design or a life by default. It's really up to your mindset, your mind power, the way you think, the positivity that you may bring or may not bring. That's really going to direct you in whether it's like success or a failure. And so I think personally for me, a lot of that mindset came from my youth. I could never do anything wrong. In my parents' eyes, the way they made me feel is that I was always great at everything I did. So that created that confidence and that self-worth that I think helped me through my life. But as an entrepreneur, sometimes the experiences you have out there in the world trying to build your business can really hurt that confidence and self-worth. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, let me tell you, before I opened the Spicy Consulting, I had 21 businesses that didn't work.
Wow.
I had a car wash. I had a little shop in Mexico that was like this place where you can go and buy video games. I had a taqueria. I had several businesses, and they never worked. But I just kept on. I knew this is what I like. I just didn't find the right time, the right spot for me. And I think it was because I was chasing money.
Yes.
When I heard, you know what, in your hometown, a car wash is a really good business. Okay, I started a car wash. It wasn't for me. It's not my passion. And then I want to do several different things because I was chasing the money. In this business, when I found like I can make my living from helping people, I'm passionate about helping people. Mm-hmm. Money is going to come, and it's coming, it's coming. So when I change that little mindset again, it's not about money. Money is going to come if I keep working hard, but I have to do it in something I love to do. I have a mentor who said, passion is when you work in doing something that you will do it, even if you don't get paid for it.
Yes.
Just because you love it.
Yes.
So that's what I found.
Yeah.
And that's what I talk to my clients. I have a lot of prospects that they come to me and say, I want to start a food truck. I want to do tacos. I want to do this. And I go, okay, do you love doing tacos? Or do you love the money that's going to come back from doing the tacos?
Yes.
Oh, I have no experience in the kitchen. I don't know anything about tacos. And okay, just think about it. This is hard work. If you want to do food, the food business is a hard work place.
Yes.
If you don't have passion for it, in a couple of years, you're going to be in a bad position. Just think about it. I can help you. If you decide to do it or not do it, I'm going to be there. But I'm just telling you, you have to go the passion way instead of just the money way.
Yeah. I just heard this the other day and I can't remember exactly, but if you chase money, you'll never catch up. But if you are serving people, the money will come to you. And I firmly agree with that. And I've actually experienced that myself, as young entrepreneurs, when we first started, it was like we were doing anything. It didn't matter how much, budget they had, or we would take anything. We ended up getting a lot of problems because we would take on these larger projects for, very minimal amount of money just to have something in the bank account. And we learned from that experience. It took us a few years, but we learned from that experience. Now, you said how many businesses before you?
21.
Okay, that is impressive. You found that many ways of what your passion isn't, right? And then you figured out what your passion is. And it sounds like as soon as you got that passion and really had a vision and a dedication, then that whole thing changed, right? You went from trying to create a business to actually creating a legacy.
One of the things I think is key, Erica, is learning. You have to keep learning all the time. You have to be open to learn new things.
Yes.
When I was working at restaurants, sometimes I go to these high school kids to see what I can learn from them. Even though I'm an old guy, I knew they had something that I don't have. And sometimes it was patience. Sometimes it was some ability, some talents. Coming to these young kids that are learning new skills in the food industry, with all my experience, in most cases, people say like, there's nothing you can learn from a kid.
Oh,
there's a lot of things.
Yes.
Patience, several things that I didn't have at the time. And I learned from some kids, okay, it's not that I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm sure I can learn something from this boy.
Absolutely.
You have to do it. That's a learning process. Learning is not only about what you see on books on a university. Is what you can learn from somebody right next to you.
If you're not learning, you're dying, right? And you can learn from anybody. I agree with you. And I love the fact that you said you can learn from kids.
Yeah.
Because I think as adults, we have a tendency to think we can only teach kids, right? Because we've been there, done that. But the fact of the matter is they are the future generations. They are the ones that are going to the restaurants that are changing the way that businesses do work. So if we can actually open our minds to recognize that people from, childhood to geriatrics, like they all have something to offer.
Exactly.
If we just get rid of our ego a little bit and allow ourselves to learn from them.
It is hard when we're dealing with the ego. When your ego takes over, it's hard because that eats your humble side, So sometimes if I allow my ego to manage my life, I want to be able to come to these kids and learn these skills they have. Even for me, that English is not my first language, I learn from these kids how they speak and how I can approach to people their age in a better way. Since I was a manager, I can understand what words they use so I can approach to other kids the same way and try to get the best from them, So
back to the beginning, you're communicating to your audience.
Exactly.
In order to understand the new audience, you have to learn how they communicate.
Let me tell you this, Erica. My main lesson about life is I have a daughter with Down syndrome, and she is being through 17 surgeries. She's 11 years old now. When she was 6 months old, the first surgery was a heart surgery. After all these years, every time we talk to her, okay, we go to a surgery. They're gonna do your knees this time. They're gonna do this, and she said, yes, let's do it. And she speaks Spanish. She speaks English. She knows that language. So to me, the fact that she has to go through all these challenges and not physical challenges, and she said, hey, Mom, let's do it, makes me think, if she's 6 months old, she's 7 years old, she's 9 years old, and she said, okay, I'll face it, and I'm doing it right, I'm not going to do it, So that's why I'm telling you, we have to be open to learn from every single person.
Yes.
If you say when you are 30-something, you're not allowing yourself to learn from a 6 months old girl, that's wrong. You have to be able to do it.
You learned courage in that 6 months from a 6-month-old little girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That's what I just felt when you talked to me, is courage, strength, perseverance from a child. You know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why you got to be open to learning. Oh, that's a beautiful story.
There's a big difference between inspiration and motivation. I think motivation to me is something that's going to help me do something better during the day. Inspiration is going to help me doing things better during my life. I was talking to one of my clients, and he said, I need motivation to keep growing. I was, no, you need inspiration. Motivation is like when you drink an energy drink and you're going to have a boost for an hour and a half, and then you're going to go back to normal. That's motivation. You have to be inspired to be doing everything right during the process of your life. I have way too many sources of motivation, my kids and my wife, my mom.
Your why.
Yeah.
That's your why.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a difference between inspiration and motivation.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I actually wrote that one down. This has been fantastic. As an entrepreneur, one of the things I think we've all struggled with, or at least I can speak on behalf of myself, is the work-life family balance, right? Being able to make sure that you are providing for your family financially, but you're also providing for your family physically, emotionally, by their side. Like, how did you juggle that with all that you've got going on?
Well, one of the things we do is we don't have a schedule. My wife and I, we don't have a schedule, so we're always open for school activities, for field trips, for doctor appointments, for anything, because we don't have a schedule. And if you see my calendar, the first thing you see on next month, on August, is Nina's appointment, Dominic's appointment, dentist, all the appointments for the kids. And around that schedule, I build my life, you know? And then, like this morning, I was in the coffee shop. I was working there. I was doing my computer stuff. And once I finished all the sales I was planning, and then my wife went to the coffee shop, and with the kids, we have two kids that are still really young. One is 9 and Nina's 11. And that's how we spend the time during the day. I drop Dominic at school every single day. I pick him up from school every single day. Nina uses the school transportation. So, but we're here all the time for them. That I have the other 4. They are adults. They are over 18. So whenever they need me, I'm for them ready. That's one of the reasons why we don't want a job, you know, because I don't want anybody else to tell me, you're working Saturday all day. I'm sorry, Saturday all day. No, and believe me, right now I work Saturday all day, but I work for me.
Yep.
And I have time to, if my kids are adults, they want dinner or they want to do something, well, that's the time I'm going to spend with them. It's hard, Erica. It's really hard, but
it's your priority, right? So you're building your business around your family versus building your family around your business.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It works very well when you have a wife or a husband that it understands what you're doing and it's a team with you. Because that happened to us, you know. We've been operating this for several years now. And sometimes I have to do something, or if let's say if I have to pick up my kids at 1 and then the health department calls me and say, hey, you know what, you have an inspection at 1. My wife, she doesn't have a schedule. She can run for the kids easy.
Yes.
You know, I'm sure I'm not going to be able to say to the inspection, you know what, don't do it now. I'm going to pick up my kids. You know, that's a different story. But that's how we can handle, my wife and I, all the situation with the kids. The kids are the priority.
Yes. I love that. Again, you're building your life by design.
Yep.
That's what you're doing. Okay, so let's talk about these other companies. So Crown Alfajores?
Crown Alfajores,
Tell me about that.
Well, Crown Alfajores, my wife founded Crown Alfajores 6 years ago. She was doing another business. She was doing bazaars. She was buying antiques and, you know, refurbishing furniture and stuff like that to sell. And we have alfajores. Alfajores are cookies from South America.
Oh.
So we have these cookies in a tray for people that was coming to see the products we have.
Okay.
And then we found that people was coming for the alfajores and not buying anything, you know. So friends start saying, oh, you know what, you should consider doing this as a business because this is a really good product. Alfajores are a tradition. My wife is from Uruguay, and she used to do alfajores with her family, with her mom and her dad when she was a young girl. So we started doing that here in America, Utah. The first challenge was nobody knows what an alfajor is, you know?
Yeah. Case in point.
So the challenge was to do this education for the market and say, okay, this is what we are. Try it. You know, right now we are selling in 21 stores 6 years after. We're doing a 2 farmers market every week, and I'm negotiating with a couple of big stores to land my product in those shelves. So it is the American dream. You know, it is American dream. The American dream is still alive. The American dream is not here. The American dream is in here, and you're bringing it from your country.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your dream is in here. Your vision is in here. And it's already there. You just have to catch up to it.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Oh, man. Absolutely wonderful. Okay. Now you have a coffee shop. Let's talk about that. So any of our audience might be able to come grab some coffee. Tell us where it is.
Well, the coffee shop is called the Hive Express. We are a coffee shop. We use a really high quality coffee bean from the company is called Bean Hall. It's one of the best roasters here in Utah.
Okay.
Local. It is local, yeah. It is local. So let me tell you, the concept is this. there's a grocery store, a little grocery store with only local producers, cheese from here, eggs from here, produce from here. And then they have this space, and I rent this space. We started a couple months ago. And what I did inside was we have the coffee, and then we have a little Latino twist. So I have burritos during breakfast. We have tamales on Saturday mornings. We have some Venezuelan, traditional Venezuelan products. We have some cookies from Argentina and Uruguay. So we have these little key products from Latin America in the shop. Yeah, so
I'm gonna check it out. Where is the shop?
It's in Shore House. It's 2065 East, 2100 South. It's basically 21 and 21.
Yeah.
Shore
House. Okay.
Shore House, yeah. Shore House. We love the Shore House community. I had a chance to manage 4 or 5 different restaurants in Shore House for like 10 years. So I really know the community. I really love the community. I think this is a community that always welcome everybody, That's really good. That's how I feel in Shore House. And I have interaction with the neighbors and with everybody around, and that's how I feel, To me, it's important to be part of something that is open to everybody.
In addition to the coffee shop, how do they get a hold of you?
Okay, my phone number is 801-833-9446. That's myself, and you can... in Latin America, we use WhatsApp a lot, so they can send me a WhatsApp. My email is omar.spicyutah@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll make sure, Omar, that we include this information, in our podcast show notes as well, so that we can share that. And then my final question for you, which I ask every person that comes on this show, who do you feel is the most innovative entrepreneur who's inspired you? I know it's a tricky one.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because, I'm always reading, I'm always listening to podcasts, and I really love Vaynerchuk.
Gary Vee?
Yeah.
It's like one of my all-time favorites. Omar, we are seriously in sync here, man. So why do you like him? And I'll tell you why I like him.
I consider myself disruptive, and that's how he is. He's been doing things that nobody was doing before, or they were not allowed by the market, like showing what you're doing so people can come to you because now you're a reference in your market, Let me tell you this. Last year, I went to Park City and there was a movie, something happening there. There was a lot of people from Hollywood. And somebody told me, you want to go take a picture? I was, no. I mean, I don't feel right coming to somebody saying, hey, can I take a picture? And then we think about it. And I think there's only 4 people that 4 celebrities that I will approach to ask for a picture. And one of them was their Vaynerchuk.
Oh,
and I met him this year in March. So it's one down.
For me, my favorite thing about him is he built his business on kindness.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Really. Right? Like everything he does, his first objective is to be kind and to treat people with kindness and really to connect with people. And I think that is why I love him so much, is because he built his empire on the simplest thing you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. And something we all can do,
Yes, we can all do that. We can all learn from Gary Vee.
Yes. Something I love from this guy too is when you hear how he speaks about his mom, about his dad, you can see, even though he's a multimillionaire guy, you can see he doesn't forget he comes from those roots and he honors those roots. Yeah. That's key to me.
Yeah. So I heard a story once where he talked about like, how did he become who he is? And he says he can take it back to one moment where he opened the door for somebody.
Yeah, I know that.
His mom made him feel like he just won the Nobel Peace Prize. Right. And so it's that moment that he can remember that really started his whole, his whole life. And again, what was his first thing he did? It was opening the door for somebody. It was an act of kindness. So his whole empire grew off of that one moment. And I find that just astonishing.
Yeah, it is. It is totally, yeah.
Well, Omar, I have really, really enjoyed this conversation. And I do hope that we get to talk again. And I am definitely going to make a trip to Sugar House. All right.
Let me know because sometimes I'm not there and I really want to meet you in person.
Absolutely. I will make sure I let you know. For now, though, we're going to let you go. Again, thank you, Omar. I'm so grateful that you were able to join us today.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Wow, what a great episode. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you want more of this goodness, make sure you subscribe so that you get notifications for future podcasts. And if you found value from this, please share it with others. You can visit our website at cwgdigital.com. This is Erica Bailey. I am your host, and I will see you next time.